Okay, so Milton reached 180 miles per hour yesterday. It's down to 145 miles per hour. It had to go through what's called an eye wall replacement. An eye wall is the very center of the storm where the strongest winds are. And that's what we measure, okay, for the hurricane strength. It essentially has to sleep like we do to get strong again. That's what happened overnight. But look, just in the last 2 hours, I'm seeing a defined eye reemerge. This thing is going to start to strengthen again. And because it went through that eye wall replacement, the distance of the winds has increased. That's bad news. It means those catastrophic winds will be wider as it makes landfall. It is likely to slowly weaken in the coming 24 hours before making landfall. Still a major Category 3 or Category 4 hurricane when it makes landfall somewhere between Tampa Bay and Sarasota overnight Wednesday into Thursday. It's not only the Gulf Coast that will see impacts. This thing's going to move across the entire state of Florida as a hurricane. So Orlando, Daytona Beach going to see hurricane impacts. That will be early on Thursday morning. Conditions will significantly improve through the day on Thursday as it moves back out to sea. One of the greatest risks that we talk about is storm surge. What is storm surge? It's essentially a huge wall of water that the winds from a hurricane push on shore. When you have storm surge above 12 feet, that's a 12-feet wall of water, guys. That's the entire first story and part of the second story of buildings along the coastline, and that's what's in the forecast for major populated cities. Tampa and Tampa Bay, Anna Maria Island, Sarasota, Siesta Key, and Venice all have the possibility of 10 to 15 feet of storm surge. That will make it far inland. That will cause significant flooding. You cannot survive a wall of water like that along the coastline. In addition to that, do you remember the flooding that we saw here in Helene in North Georgia? That morning, we were under a high risk for flash flooding. That's exactly what the National Weather Service has a huge portion of Florida under. So significant flash flooding, life-threatening flash flooding is likely as far east as Orlando and Daytona Beach. So it is going to be significant for our friends to the south. Here today, beautiful and quite a bit cooler. We'll hit 80 degrees. Many areas stay in the 70s. And we continue to see a cool off through the week, guys. We'll be in the mid-70s by the end of the week. Not only will the afternoons be cooler, the mornings will be cooler as well. We see very little impacts from the storm system, perhaps a little bit of cloud cover tomorrow, and then things completely clear out again through the day on Thursday. So looking at our 7-day forecast, it's all quiet here. No first alert weather days, certainly a lot cooler in the mornings by the end of the week.